All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be found under day 4 of your packet. We are going to be working with the passage. Now, Miss Jordan's is going to look way different than yours. Look at everything I X'd out. It's a little bit crazy. I went a little bit overboard, but I really want you to understand how text features are going to be used when, um, or why the text features are there when the reader is reading. Why did the author place them there? Super important that you guys understand how important text features are to the story. Okay, so when I look at this picture, that just looks like a random girl and her dog, right? But underneath there's a caption. Yours has a caption. But I want y'all guys to see. I'm going to read right here, and then you tell me what the caption should say, okay? Today, dogs are more than pets. They're members of the family. That's interesting, right? Because we see people take their dogs everywhere. Yap, 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 pant, 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 lick, lick, lick. Scout, a little brown dog, seems to be going crazy. He bounces up and down like a furry ball. His tiny pink tongue flaps from his mouth and he licks everyone inside. He's just excited, sighs 12-year-old Ruby. He's always excited. Since Scout's arrival in Ruby's home 2 years ago, the dog has been an endless source of ear-splitting yaps, slobbery licks, smelly indoor puddles, and brown stains on the rug. We're going to stop right here because this paragraph has a lot of figurative language and a lot of imagery. So let's think about this for a minute. Remember, imagery is what we can see, or visualization, sorry. So what we can see, touch, hear, taste, and smell, right? So let's look. Since Scout's arrival in Ruby's home 2 years ago, the dog has been an endless source of ear-splitting yaps. Look at that. What sense am I using here? Ear-splitting yaps. That's right. I'm going to hear that, right? I can hear that. Slobbery licks. What do you think slobbery licks means? That's right. You're able to feel that, right? I can feel the slobber. It's disgusting. Oops. Sorry, I didn't know I can move my E. I'm using new program. Sorry, bear with me. I can feel slobbery. Oops, now they're making me move it again. Feel slobbery licks. Smelly indoor puddles and brown stains on the rug. What do we think that smelly indoor puddles and brown stains on the rug could be? It's a dog, and they have smelly yellow puddles and brown stains on the rug. Ugh, you guessed it. They're potty training, right? So you have poop right here, and they're peeing all over the house. Indoor puddles. Puddles tells me that she's peeing all over, he's peeing all over, and brown stains on the rug tells me that he might be going to the restroom, right, in the house. That's pretty disgusting. Nobody in Ruby's family ever imagined they would own such a spoiled, badly behaved little beast. Listen to that. That's how the dog's behaving, right? Nor did the family imagine they could love an animal so much as Scout. He's so annoying, Ruby moans, but then she snatches him up, the little dog, and kisses him his slimy black nose. Look, I have more visualization. Slimy's how I feel, right? It's how something feels is slimy. And I can see a black nose, right? I can see black. But he's so cute. You can practically see Ruby's heart melting with love. Oh, look at that. Heart melting with love. That's some figurative language right there, boys and girls. And Ruby's not alone. So now we're going to come back. Do we have any idea who this dog right here and who this little girl is right here? That's right. That's Scout. And Ruby, right? It's pretty cool that we were able to figure out by reading who those people are. So when I remove this, you will see yours already says Scout and Ruby. Today, nearly 50% of American families own at least one dog. Americans spend tens of billions of dollars on their dogs each year, on everything from veterinary visits and grooming and gourmet treats to high-tech gadgets like doggy treadmills. A 2015 poll found that 38% of U.S. dog owners cook special meals for the dog. It's not surprising that 96% of owners consider dogs to be members of their family. Dogs have been by the size of humans for tens of thousands of years. But until recently, dogs were mainly valued for the work that they do. They could chase foxes away from chicken coops and clear restaurant kitchens of rats. They could hunt for ducks and pull sleds over snowy hills. When fires broke out in cities, fire dogs cleared the way for fire wagons to be pulled by horses. These hardworking dogs were too dirty and smelly to be allowed indoors. Dogs that became sick or injured either had to be healed on their own or died. Most veterinarians provided care for only animals that were considered valuable at that time, like horses and cows. Now, what do we think could possibly be the heading here? So we talked about how now they are how they are part of our family. We talked about how they were working, right? In fact, if you guys know, Miss Jordan always tells you to make your own headings, right, where there's not any headings. So right here is where they work, right? Here they're working dogs, right? But they said something else important in that second paragraph that was all about it. They said they were too dirty and smelly. So too dirty to do what? Too dirty and smelly to come inside, right? Because they're working outside. Oops. Can I type? Oh, Miss Jordan just learned something. Too dirty and too smelly, right? So that's very important that we know that, because I can come back here and I'm going to think about what they've been talking about this whole time, how they're part of the family. So why couldn't dogs be a part of the family back then? Why didn't they let them inside? Because they were too dirty and too smelly. That's right. Okay? Very nice job. So now let's look here. By the time in the late 1800s, it was starting to change. America was becoming wealthier. More people could afford to feed and care for a pet. New and powerful soaps scrubbed dogs clean and killed the fleas. Companies started smelling dog food, which made feeding a dog more convenient. Veterinarians opened offices just for treating dogs and other pets. In the 1950s, some of the most popular TV shows like Lassie and the Adventures of Rin Tin Tin helped turn dogs into all-American pets. Of course, Americans have embraced for other pets too. For instance, there are more cats in the American homes than dogs. But humans have a uniquely powerful relationship with dogs that scientists are just beginning to figure out. So what could this possibly be? So now, what are they doing? So now they're allowing the dogs in the house, right? From workers to pets, right? Because now they're pets in our house. Good. Studies show how dogs really do make our lives better. Dog owners tend to get more exercise. Those daily walks help people be healthy, make people healthier. Dogs can help kids with autism and other challenges to cope with stress. A new research is helping to uncover the specific basis for our connection to dogs. In 2015, Japanese researchers found that when humans and dogs gaze in each other's eyes, something happens inside both species' bodies. Both humans and the dog's brains release a chemical that makes them feel close. This is the same chemical that mothers feel close to their babies. Another study showed that when humans point to something, dogs look to where they're pointing. This shows that dogs try to understand us. Not even our closest animal relative, the chimpanzee, does that naturally. Today, dogs help humans in many incredible ways. They lead people who cannot see. They find people who are lost. They comfort wounded soldiers. Most dogs are like Scout, just with one main job, loving us. And for most of us, that is enough. So, what could possibly be right here? We now are learning that we humans have a connection to dogs. They're learning that. So now let's think about some things. We have no idea who these people are in our photos, right? But when I move them, we learn, if you look at your passage, this is President Roosevelt and his dog, or terriers, what they call it, Fala. Okay, but again, I would not know who's in the picture without the caption. That's why captions are so important, because we wouldn't know, because we read everything. But did they talk about President Roosevelt? No way. Now here they talked about, I saw that they talked about Lassie, right? Here's the shows like Lassie, but you guys are too young to understand that this is Lassie, okay? This was actually a TV show that was around way before Miss Jordan was a kid, but we watched it a lot. So now we're going to type in who this is. This is Lassie, and it says it helped turn dogs into all American pets. That's pretty cool. So right now, but again, I would have to read to find out, but they didn't give me anything about who that is. I have to make connections. Miss Jordan's able to figure it out because I remember who that is, because I used to watch him when I was little. But you guys don't. So it's super important that y'all guys pay close attention to all of these captions down here, okay? Captions are super important. Captions are very, very important because that tells you who or what is inside the picture. All right. So next, what you guys are going to do is you're going to figure out what is the heading or main title of the passage. That's easy. You guys know this. You're going to look at the title of the passage. Okay? List any subheadings or subtitles. We talked about the headings and we made up our own headings, right? Explain how the headings and subheadings work together. How do they work together? What is the flow? What is the main? So if I look at them, it says too dirty and smelly, from workers to pets, and a surprising discovery. What do all those things have in common? Make a connection with the title, boys and girls. Make a connection of how they're part of the family, right? What do you already know about the topic? Well, that's going to be very independent. That's going to be what you already know. What was this passage mostly about? And the passage will teach me. Now, next, here's your writing assignment for today. So today I combined reading and writing because you're gonna write this prompt. Imagine you are a beloved family dog and you want your puppies to learn about their family history. Write a letter to them explaining your species history from your wolf beginning to your current life. If you need help, use information from the article to help you write your letter. Don't forget, dogs weren't always able to go inside. First, they were wild, then they became tame, and they became work dogs, right? And then now they're part of a family. So there's your timeline. So if I was to write this, I would write from wolf to work dog to part of the family, right? Oops, sorry. So that's what you guys are going to do. This is kind of like a timeline. Actually, you know what? I don't like that. Let me go ahead and I'm going to type that for y'all. I forgot I have typing. Again, I'm learning how to use this too. Because like I told you guys a while back, we are learning all of this together. Let me see. It goes too slow. I'm going to type it. Looks prettier when I type it. So here we go. I'm going to put it here. So first we started with wolf or wild dog. 2, right? Work dogs to part of the family. Something happened between work dogs and part of the family. You need to look in your text. It talks about some things in there. In fact, if you look under the subheading from workers to pets, that will help you figure that out. All right, boys and girls, if you have any questions or concerns, comments, or anything, please email me, call me, whatever you need help with. I'm always here for you. All right, I hope that you learned how important text features are to our stories and to the articles that we read. Have a very blessed day. I'll see you guys for math.